Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are just coming across my video for this first time, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel as I'll be dropping very good tutorials for us. And if you are a returning subscriber, thanks for staying on this channel. It really means a lot to me. So in today's tutorial, we'll be making this ashoke with Bubu you see on my thumbnail. So the materials I'll be using for this tutorial is this ashoke, this blue ashoke, and that Ankara fabric that you see me holding. I got this Ankara fabric is not in strips. I got it from my mom. It's an old ashoke, it's silk ashoke. So this is what I'll be using for this tutorial. So stay with me as I take you through the cutting process. Thank you. So for this dress, I'll be making use of 2.5 yards of Ankara. We won't be using much, just 2.5 yards. If you're on the small size, you can use 2 yards, but for my kind of body, I'll be using 2.5 yards. So here I already placed my fabric on fold. It's folded into 4, and I just made a border line there. I took my neck width. I used 3 inches as my neck width, and for my back 1 inch, and for my front 3 inches. So I'm going to be connecting like so. I'm going to be connecting, and mind you, I'm cutting the front and the back together. So I took my back measurements, my shoulder measurements. Then because it's a kimono bubu, I'm taking the sleeve length. So I took it from my shoulder measurement to where I want the sleeve to stop, but I'll be using the O of this Ankara. So from there, mind you, the full length of this dress is 45 inches, but if you're on the tall side, you need to you won't fold it the way I did, just for you to make it longer. So at that point, I'm trying to take my bust measurements for the body. I'm trying to take my bust divided by 4, then I added 4 inches for ease. So that's what I'm going to be taking down. Normally you should use the fullest part of your body. That's most times we use the hip measurements, but because these measurements will still work for my hip, my bust plus 4 measurements would still work for my hip measurement. That's why I'm using it. So I went down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and for my sleeve opening, I'll be using 12 inches for my sleeve opening. Then I just connected that straight down. This dress has a pocket, so I'm going to be cutting the pocket separately. It has a pocket. I'll be cutting it separately. So now I'll be marking that point into a curve. Then I'm trying to mark the point where I want my pocket to be. So I went down by I took my waist measurement, then added 1 inch. So from that point where I'm placing my tape rule, I measured 7 inch down for my pocket opening. I don't know if you understand my point, what I try to explain there. I took my waist measurements. It means if your waist is 15 inches or 16 inches, just add 1 inch, and from that point just make a 7-inch mark down. So from here I measured my sleeve opening. I used 12 inches. I discovered the 12 inches was too much for me. The slit was too open, so you can just come down by 10 inches or 8 inches depending on your preference, or you just close it up. So I made the 12-inch mark there, but after making the dress I discovered it was too wide, so I closed it up. So we are done with our marking. The next thing now is for us to cut out. We are going to cut out the back neckline first. We cut out the excesses like that. The next thing now is we will notch the slit opening and notch our pocket opening too. After doing this, we separate the front from the back because we are going to be working on the front. We separate the front. I'm going to take out the inner piece and we'll be working on the front. So my phone stopped recording at this point. I cut out the ashoke for this part. I cut out ashoke for it, and I cut it out like it's a facing. So I attached it to my Ankara fabric, and for the design at the middle part, I came up by 3 inches and I connected it to the center of my ashoke. So I connected to the middle, and I'm going to cut out that piece for us to have that V design. You can decide to make it a curve or a sharp V, but in my case I made it a sharp V. So I'm going to be cutting it out now. After cutting out, we will take it to the sewing machine to sew. But before sewing it, I hemmed my ashoke attached to my Ankara. I hemmed it with the hemming gum because the ashoke is kind of soft, so I need it to be stable for me to be able to work well with it. So I went to do that with the hemming gum before taking it to the sewing machine to sew. So at this point, I already did that. I already pressed it with the iron and I already joined the front. I already attached it to the ashoke, to the Ankara, so and it is already ironed here. So that's what I'm just showing us. So for this part, I cut out. Now we'll be attaching the pocket. I cut the pocket offline. Now we are going to be attaching the pocket both to the front and to the back. So there's no special method on cutting pockets. I already have a 7-inch opening, so on this side we have the 7-inch. So I'm going to attach it now to the front and also to the back before joining them together at the shoulder. So I'll take a piece of this, attach it to this side, and the other piece I'll attach it to the other side, and I will also repeat this same process on my back piece. So I already did that here. The next thing now for me to do is to attach, to join at the shoulder area. So I'm going to join both the front and the back to the shoulder, at the shoulder. I'm going to join it and bring it back for us to see what next. I'll join it like that and also join it on the other side, then I'll bring it back. If you've watched to this point, thank you so much for staying on this channel. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe, like, subscribe and share for other people to see. Thank you. Subscribe so that you can get notified whenever I drop a new tutorial. So at the sleeve area, I'm going to be joining ashoke to that area. There's an ashoke at that sleeve area, so I'm going to be joining the ashoke. I'll cut out the ashoke now and attach it. I already cut it out here, so I'm going to be attaching it. If you are using those ones in strip, you just check the measurements of your sleeve and cut it out. It's very, very simple. So I will take it to my sewing machine now to go and join it like this, like what you see me doing. So here I have joined the ashoke to the sleeve. I have joined the dress at the shoulder area. I have joined it by the side. I have joined the pockets. We already created the pockets. The dress is almost done. Now we are left with the collar. We are left with the collar. To cut out the collar, the first thing we'll do is to measure around the neckline. There's a mistake somewhere here. I forgot this dress was going to have a collar, so I closed up this area, but I balanced it up by trimming out the excess at the back neckline. So when you are making yours, don't close this area, this place I'm holding, you don't have to close it. So I'm going to measure around the neckline now and go and cut it out on my ashoke. We have 18.75 there, so on my ashoke I'll go and cut out 18.75 on fold. If it's our usual ashoke, it's just going to be 2 strips of ashoke together. So my ashoke is on fold now. I would mark out the length. The length I'll be using for this is 19.75. That's half inch. I'll be closing it up by the side by half inch, and I'll close it at the upper part too. So I was just trying to cut out what I need for the collar. So I'll close it up at the upper part by both sides. I'm just confirming my measurement again, then I'll cut out the excess. I'll close it by the side and the upper part, and I'll bring it back for us to see. I've done that here. I've closed it and I've ironed it. So the next thing now is to attach it to my neckline with my safety pin. So I will attach it round before taking it to the sewing machine to sew. So I already pinned it here with my safety pin. So I'll take it to the machine to sew, and I'll come back to show you the results we have. So you can see I have pinned it round. You have to secure it with a pin first before sewing. So you secure it round like that. If you've watched up to this point, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. So this is the final result. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get notified when next I drop new tutorials.